Start na? So good day everyone. We are the students of IBM 089. We are here to present to you our dataset analysis regarding the daily allowance of NBSE students. I'll be tackling on to the introduction in the part A slides of our presentation. So on to the first part of our presentation. Next slide please. On to the first part of our presentation, the dataset. This is where we first start our computation or analysis of the data given to us, which is from the data set 3 or the daily allowances of 50 students. A random selection of students from Northern Bukidnon State colleges was surveyed to analyze their daily financial allocation for school-related expenses. In this dataset, our sample size is 50, meaning the 50 students that are inside of our assorted data. Our data range composes mainly of the allowances of the students' data, which is starting from 40 pesos to 250 pesos. Next slide, please. On to the part A, the measures of central tendency. After we have already done, as stated, the range of our or the other data starting from our presentation or the data set, we go on to the mean, median, and mode. Firstly, the mean. The mean of our presentation, we came with it by use of the formula presented to you in the slide, which we came up with 142.70. The median, or the middle value of the data, we just simply chronologically align each and every number, and then we find the middle value, which is 150. The mode, the most frequent number, or data. Same as the median, we just arrange each and every number, so we came up with 150. The close proximity of the mean, median, and mode suggests that the daily allowance distribution is relatively symmetrical, with a slight left skew due to the mean being lower than the median. That ends my part.
So in part B, the range variance and standard deviation. So the range is the simplest measure of spread. It tells us the total gap between the highest and the lowest values. So the formula of the range is equals to maximum value minus minimum value. So the step-by-step calculation of this is first, let's identify the highest allowance and the lowest allowance. So as we all know, the highest allowance is 250 pesos, then the lowest is 40 pesos. So to get the total amount, let's subtract the minimum from the maximum. So range is equals 250 pesos minus 40 is equals to 210 pesos. So that's how we get our range. So the range of 210 pesos tells us that there is 210 pesos difference between the student in the highest allowance and the student with the lowest. The poor student gets only 40 pesos per day, while the richest gets 250 pesos. So in variance, the formula of this is the sample variance is equal to the sum of each value minus the mean squared divided by the total number of observation minus 1. So we calculated the sample variance to measure how spread out the students' daily allowance are from the mean. So first, we need to find the mean. But since we already identified the mean allowance, which is 142.70 pesos, after getting the mean, we subtract the mean from each student's allowance, then square the result. This is called square division. So for example, for student 1, the allowance is 40 pesos. So we compute 40 minus 142.70 squared is equals to 10,547.29. So for student 2, the allowance is 60 pesos. So 60 minus 142.70 squared is equals to 6,839.29. So until we reach to student 50. So for student 50, the allowance is 250 pesos. So 250 minus 142.70 squared is equals to 11,513.29. We repeated this process for all 50 students. After calculating all square division, we added them together and got a total of 76,112.50. Then since this is sample variance, we divided the total by n minus 1 since there are 50 students, n minus 1 is equals to 49. So S squared is equals to 76,111.12.50 divided by 49 is equals to 1,553.42. So therefore, the sample variance is 1,553.42 pesos squared. This result tells us that the students' allowances are quite spread out from the average allowance. And lastly, for standard deviation, after calculating the variance, the next step is to find the standard deviation. So the formula of this is S squared is equals to square root of variance. So this means we simply get the square root of the variance. From our previous calculation, the variance is S squared is equals 1,553.42. So next, we find square root. S is equals to the square root of 1,553.42. So therefore, the standard deviation is 39.41 pesos. This means that the student's daily allowance usually differ from the average allowance about 39 pesos. So now, let's proceed to the part C, which is the middle 68% range using the empirical rule. So, the goal of this part is to determine the range allowance values where most students belong. So we use empirical rule, also known as the 68 to 95 to 99.7 rule, which is used for normally distributed or bell-shaped data. So according to this rule, about 68% of the data falls within one standard deviation from the mean. So 95% falls within two standard deviations and 99.7 falls within three standard deviations. So in our study, we focused in the middle 68%, which means we use the standard deviation above the below the mean. So the mean or average allowance is 142.70 pesos, while the standard deviation is 39.42 pesos. So to find the lower bound, we subtract the standard deviation from the mean. So 142.70 minus 39.41 is equals to 103.29 pesos. So next, to find the upper bound, we added the standard deviation to the mean. 142.70 plus 39.41 is equals to 182.11 pesos. So therefore, we can conclude that approximately 68% of the students have daily allowances between 103.29 pesos and 182.11 pesos. So this means that mostly students' allowances are concentrated within this range, while fewer students fall outside it. That's the end of my part.
So good day everyone. I am Brian Palabino and today I will be discussing the part D and part E. So let me start my presentation in the part D. So in part D, we calculated the z-scores of specific allowance values to determine how far they are from the mean. We use the formula z equals x minus x bar divided by s, where x is the value, x bar is the mean, which is the 142.70, and s is the standard deviation, which is the 39.41. For the 100 pesos, we substituted the values to the formula. 100 minus 42.70 divided by 39.41 equals negative 1.08. This means 100 pesos allowance is approximately 1.08 standard deviation below the mean. And next, for the 160 pesos allowance, we can use the formula. 160 minus 142.70 divided by 39.41 equals positive 0.44. This means that 160 pesos allowance is approximately 0.44 standard deviation above the mean. So next slide please. So for part E, we identify the extreme values using percentiles. To determine the top 20%, we used the z-value of positive 0.84 from the z table. Using the formula x equals x bar plus z times s, we substituted the values. 142.70 plus the quantity of 0.84 times 39.41 equals 175.80 pesos. This means that students with allowances greater than or equal to 170.80 pesos belong to the top 20%. The bottom has a value of negative 128. Again, using the formula x equals r plus z gives us, we substitute the values. 142.70 plus the quantity of negative 1.28 times 39.41 equals 92.26 pesos. This means that students with allowances lower than or equal to 92.26 pesos belong to the bottom 10%. So that ends up my presentation. Thank you.
Good day, sir. I am Mikey Biglian. I am presenting the Part F and Part G. To find the proportion using the normal distribution, we convert the value to a z-score, then look up the corresponding area under the curve. The area to the left of the z-score tells us the proportion of students with the amount or less. The step-by-step calculation, we identify the values. X equals 200 pesos, mean equals 142.70, and the S equals 39.41. Next step is we calculate the z-score. Z equals 200 minus 142.70 divide 39.41 equals 57.30, and divide to 39.41 equals 1.45. Next is to look up the C equals 1.45 in the standard normal table. Then the area to the left equals 0.9265. The Z table tells us that 92.65% of the values in normal distribution fall below Z equals 1.45. Then we convert the percentage to 0.92.65 times 100 equals 92.65%. Approximately 0.9265 or 92.65% of students have a daily allowance of 200 pesos or less. Then we our actual data shows 96% of students get 200 or less, slightly higher than the normal distribution estimated of 92.65%. This because we only two outliers above 200, which is less than what perfect normal curve would predict. About 92.65%, roughly 93 out of every 100 of NBS students receive 200 pesos or less per day. This means getting more than 200 pesos is relatively rare. Only about 7.35% of students, roughly 1 in 14, get that much. In our actual sample of 50 students, only students, those with 220 and 250 pesos get more than 200. This is 4% of the sample, which aligns reasonably well with the theoretical 7.35%. Almost all MBS students, over 9 out of 10, get 200 pesos or less. A student who will get more than 200 pesos is quietly unusual and have relatively high allowance compared to most classmates. The part G is we randomly select one student from 50% from 50. What is the probability that students has a daily allowance for 120 or more? This is the opposite of part F. Here we want the area to the right of the value 120 or more, not the left. Since the Z table gave us the area to the left, we calculate the area to the right equals 1 minus area to the left. To identify the values, x equals 120 pesos, the mean equals 142.70, and the S is 39.41. Next is we calculate the z-score. Z equals 120 minus 142.70 divide 39.41 equals 22.70. Then divide 39.41 equals negative 0.58. Then we look up the z scored equals negative 0.58 in the standard normal table to the area of 0.2810. This means that 28.10% of the value falls below z equals 0.58. Then we calculate the area to the right, 120 or more. The p equals 120 equals 1.0.2810 equals 0.7190. Then we convert the percentage 0.7190 times 100 equals 71.90%. The probability is approximately 0.7190 or 71.90%. Our actual data shows 82% of the students get 120 or more, higher than the 71.90% from the normal distribution. This is because our data is slightly clustered on the higher side, many 150s, so more students fall above 120 than the perfect normal curve would predict. This is approximately 71.90% chance, about 72% or roughly 3 out of 4 that randomly selected NBS students receive 120 pesos or more per day. This means getting less than 120 pesos is relatively uncommon. Only 28% of students, roughly 1 in 4, fall into lower category students with less than 120%, with those 40, 60, 80, 80, 90, 90, and 100 pesos. And that's all my presentation.
So, good day everyone. So, I am Ramsel Butal and I'll be discussing the part H and the summary of finding. So, on the part H, it is the reverse of part D, F, and G. Instead of being given an allowance and finding its z-score, we are given a z-score which is 1.25 and must find what actual allowance it corresponds to. So the concept is that if z equals mean divided by standard deviation, then we can arrange the formula to solve for x, the actual value. This is called converting from z-score to rho score. So for that, we need to rearrange the formula, or we need to see the formula. So the formula of that is x equals mean plus z times standard deviation. So for the step-by-step calculation, first we need to identify the values, which is z equals 1.25, which is given, then x, the mean, which is 142.70 pesos. Then for the sample equals 39.41 pesos. Then after that, we need to substitute into the formula. So z equals 142.70 plus open parentheses 1.25 times 39.41, then close parentheses. So after that, we need to calculate the multiplication first, which is in the parentheses. So 1.25 times 39.41 equals 49.26. So lastly, we need to add the mean. So x equals 142.70 plus 49.26 equals the 191.96 pesos. So on this part, the answer for z-score of 1.25 is that the daily allowance is approximately 191.96 pesos. Then we can round it off to 192 pesos. So on this, an allowance of about 192 pesos place the student well above the mean of 142.70. Using the z table, z equals 1.25 correspond to about 89.4% of the area to the left, meaning approximately 89% of the student get less than 182 pesos, only about 11% of students get this much or more. So, next slide, please. So, for our summary of finding, so first, the centrality. So, the typical NBEC student receives a daily allowance between 143 and 150 pesos as indicated by the mean, median, and mode. So, for the variability, there is a moderate spread in the data with a standard deviation of 39.41 pesos, reflecting diverse financial backgrounds among students. Then, lastly, the distribution. The majority of the students, 68%, falls within the 103 to 182 pesos range, while over 92% of students operate on a budget of 200 pesos or less. And that's all. Thank you.
And so that ends our presentation. Thank you for listening, and that's all.